Hello everyone, welcome back to the Green Gold Farm Initiative channel where we focus on sustainable and of course organic farming. My name is Dennis Aine, and of course in today's video we really want to explore the best suitable and affordable farmland options in Uganda. So for the start, of course, if we talk about affordability, that one is very clear. So basically it's about how much in terms of the cost compared to other options. So I'll give you those other options, different options, so that you have a clear image of how much it is and how favorable it is, especially when you're thinking of agricultural opportunities in Uganda, and which part of Uganda, that's the question. Yes, so talking about the suitability, of course, the criteria now to look at, the factors here would be, of course, the fertility of the soil, then the rainfall, the accessibility, and the market opportunities around. So of course, Uganda has, of course, different regions, and just like the way we see our brothers in Kenya who have actually inspired us, especially in the some of the agricultural sectors like avocado farming, who inspire us, we discover that even in Kenya there are some regions whereby it favors agriculture of if you want to do maybe crop farming or fruit farming, like of course avocado farming. Like Kenya also has its areas, talk of Mulanga, talk of Kisii, talk of Meru. There are some regions, central Kenya, around I think Mount Kenya, some central region, it favors some of the agriculture. Then how about in Uganda? I'm so privileged that at least I've moved around our country, Uganda, and at least I know all those different factors. If you talk of central, western, everywhere, at least I'm well versed, even northern, eastern. So what are those factors, and where can you find that opportunity, the agricultural opportunity that is suitable and affordable in terms of the farmland? Where can you get that land? Well, I will start by saying that when we talk about, of course, suitability, you need to consider the fertility of the soil, and it's very clear. Most parts of the country have good fertile soils, but of course there are those other areas that extremely have good kind of soil that supports any kind of crop, that supports any kind of fruit. And so areas such as central region, talk of Rwenzori region, you talk of Elgon region, then Kigezi region, and I think mostly all those areas support, they really have good fertile soils. And also now when you talk of course suitability, you need the weather. Some people who cannot afford that irrigation is also expensive. So we are lucky that in our country at least some parts are privileged that they receive rainfall almost throughout the entire year. Areas of course central region, then we have Elgon region, then I think of course Rwenzori region, then there is Kigezi region, part of Kigezi. So the rainfall is not an issue. And of course accessibility, we really thank the government, at least they have tried to put down the road networks that almost every part of this country you're able to reach. You can move any other part of the country. So accessibility, that one, it's just some effort that we don't take for granted that has been done so far. And of course, now after that, we need to know other factors why, of course, some regions would be considered more suitable and affordable compared to others. And I'll give you all those factors. I'll give you factors, I'll give you a reason why some areas are better than the other regions. For example, I'll give you talking about the rainfall and almost the weather, the agricultural opportunities. You discover that Central region, then Mount Elgon region, and of course Rwenzori region, they have the best agricultural opportunities. Ideally, everything that you put in the ground will come out very well. Reason because within the Central region, the area, because of the Lake Victoria, the weather within that area is so good, and also even the soils, they are really so good. So that one makes it a very good region for agricultural opportunities. Then we also look at this Rwenzori region. Then there is Elgon region. Before Rwenzori, let me talk about Elgon region. Elgon region has good weather, has fertile soils, accessibility is good, and of course the market opportunities are also there. But then the only challenge with that area is that it is too mountainous. It is so mountainous. In other words, like however much there is accessibility, but you want to have your farm, like if you have let me say 100 acres, you want to move around with your truck smoothly, but again if it is steep sloping, it becomes a challenge. But then when we go to Rwenzori region, it's also a bit mountainous, but the area is actually, Rwenzori region has the best, I would say it is the best among all. One of the reasons is that it has almost the, when you talk of good fertile soils, it has the volcanic soils that favor, talk of coffee, that favors avocado farming, that favors all sorts of crops and all sorts of anything that you would want to plant. And of course the area, it is not flat like northern Uganda or eastern Uganda. It is a bit, in terms of topography, Rwenzori region is the best. It is really the best. And as you can see, maybe probably in the background, it can support any kind of agriculture or any kind of farming activity that you would wish to do, whether it's animal rearing, whether it's crop farming, and of course, in terms of suitability, Rwenzori region becomes the best, despite even these other areas talk of within Central and of course Elgon region. Yeah, so based to my knowledge, Rwenzori region is the most suitable. And now, of course, talking about the economical factor, the affordability. Let me talk about affordability. And that one I think I'll be more clear, because as you're doing any investments, the money factor, the cost is something to consider. So when we talk about affordability, I told you that Central region equally has the best soils, has the best weather, has the best accessibility. Everything is equally like to Rwenzori region, to Elgon region, but then the cost of land is too huge. The cost of land, if the amount that you can use to buy 1 acre, Central region, that cost for purchasing 1 acre of land in Central region, and Central region, it is because of urbanization, it is where actually does not favor agriculture at all. because the land will be very expensive, not even afford. That cost of 1 acre, trust me, if you go to Rwenzori region, you can get over 20 acres of land. And when we are looking of commercial farming, we need big area. So you don't, again, now central region ceases to be a good, that ceases to favor agriculture, unless maybe if you're doing urban farming, but now we are talking about commercial farming. So really, central region, central part of Uganda is not where favoring you, someone who is thinking of commercial farming. And of course, it's the same problem with Elgon. However much Elgon is not so much expensive, but it is way far expensive than if you buy the land within Rwenzori region. But now Rwenzori region, the topography, the nature of land, it is very, very good. And of course, to you, probably who don't understand what Rwenzori region is, this is the part of course, this is the part of Uganda, which is, of course, in Western Uganda. Being Rwenzori region, it all starts from the Rwenzori Mountains. These are the biggest mountains, the highest mountains that we have, of course, they are the second, it's the second actually, the second highest mountain that we have in Africa. So Rwenzori regions are also a very good tourist destination for our country. And of course, because of those hills and of course the water bodies, talk of Lake Albert, Lake George, and the many forests around that area, natural forest, then the weather becomes so smooth and conducive for any agriculture activities. So the soils are good, then they are in terms of fertility, then in terms of the weather pattern, the rainfall, you can do irrigation. It's very good. Maybe for a week, that within the dry season, when it takes a week, you can do irrigation. But most people, I can tell you, they are doing well even in absence of the irrigation system. And so I would still say that, of course, based to my knowledge, Rwenzori region is the best. And then, of course, in terms of the cost and all that, even if you first say, let me first move around different parts of the country, then definitely you discover that despite all the good nature and the weather and the fertility, the accessibility, it is even still the most affordable. Because I actually, like I said, in some other areas you find the cost that you use to buy 1 acre of land, if you move to Rwenzori region, because you go to in other areas, talk of maybe Elgon region or even Western Uganda, Kigezi region, if you want to buy an acre of land, you not go below, you can never go below 20 million, okay, 20 Ugandan shilling million. But then if again for the central region, it is worst, because for an acre you may have to purchase it at around 100 million. Way far, far big than the other side of Rwenzori region. So Rwenzori region, to you who don't know that area, it is the area, the region that of course covers districts of Kyegegwa, district of Kyenjojo, districts of Kamwenje, districts of Chubale, districts Kasese, all those regions, and Kabarole, of course. Yeah, so those districts, of course, again, Kabarole becomes more expensive also because it has a Fort Portal city. This is a city which is also a tourism city in Uganda, very big. And so because of of that city and urbanization around that area, then the land around Kabarole becomes very expensive. So the districts that you would look at within rental regions, if at all you want to go and invest your money for, you want to do agricultural, commercial farming, then you have to consider Chegegwa, you have to consider Chivale, you have to consider Chenjojo, you have to consider Kamwenje, and you have to consider as well as part of Kasese. But Kasese is also equally a bit expensive and mountainous, so I think the best option still would be Kamwenje, Chenjojo. These are the areas that I would recommend for you: Chenjojo, Chegegwa, and Chubali. So those are the districts that you would look at, and the ones that I'm sure probably if you go that way, you'll never be disappointed. You'll establish your orchard, and the beauty is that within that area, there is a room for you to expand. For example, you may start with 5 acres, 2 acres, or even 1 acre, or 10 acres, or whatever. And the beauty also is that even this person who is looking for 100 acres, 200 acres, there is an opportunity of, you can find that one, which you cannot find in other parts of the country. You can never find 100 acres in central region there, like they are for sale. It's on rare cases. But if you move into that resort region, at least you're sure you may move around if you don't know, but if you try to ask, eventually you land on it. The land which is in the same area, and then you buy it at once. And then you do your farming. And of course the farming, still you should do organic farming. I think that is the best. Yeah, you should do organic farming. We don't want to produce crops or produce things that are really unhealthy to humankind. So I would still advise that we always consider sustainable organic farming. And also, so in terms of the cost, I think, I don't know whether that I should tackle, but anyway, let me talk about that, because some time back I made a video of how much it costs to establish an avocado farm. And that video, most people have been, of course, contacting, wanting to know. And some of them were lucky. I was able to get the land within that time. But of course, as you know, land keeps on appreciating. So the price which was there last year, if you go back, it appreciates. So the sooner the better. In that video that I made of how much it costs to establish an avocado farm, I mentioned that the land, the cost of purchasing a piece of land at that time, it was between 1,200 to 1,500 US dollars. Okay, so that cost is no more. Sorry, it is no more. The price of land has really shot up within this period, and right now the cost that I will tell you just to reserve as you're budgeting, as you're going to look for that land, you should consider saving $2,000 to be on safer side for an acre of land. Okay, you may be lucky, you can go there, and maybe, of course, if you're buying in a big area, there is always a room for negotiation. But still, the best budget that I would advise anyone who is planning to purchase the land, I would advise that you reserve 2,000 for an acre of land, depending on how big you're looking at, the big chunk of land. Then each acre consider 2,000. But then you could be lucky. Maybe you can go and bargain and talk to people and of course negotiate, and they can reduce. But to be on safer side, you who is planning and you want probably to go and explore the agricultural opportunities within that area that I've mentioned, then it's better you need to reserve 2,000. That is that's the best figure that you can reserve. And then maybe once you reach there, and maybe you find like the cost is, they have reduced for you, it's much better than now going with your 1,500 US dollars, and you find the land is, people can't sell you at that cost. So it's better you budget and I'm going to reserve this amount, and then I can buy this amount of land, and I start doing my commercial farming, of course, which is organic. Yeah, and so all in all, of course, just like the way our neighbors here in Kenya, they have those areas that really support agriculture activities. Areas like central Kenya, I think Kisii, then Meru, is it called Meru? Mulanga, then Eldoret. There are some parts of Kenya where really those guys do a lot of production, agricultural production. Talk of avocado farming, they are doing so great. And of course, our neighbors inspire us a lot. Yeah, so you who is thinking of stepping in our country, or you who is in Uganda but you don't know properly where to go and of course invest your money, then at least I think you find this video very helpful, and at the end of the day you explore your potential in agriculture sector. Yeah, so most people here in Uganda, of course, they are working in our capital state, Kampala, or other different cities, and they are getting some good money, which is very okay. And sometimes maybe they have not got the opportunity to be advised or to be shown the great potential that is in commercial farming. So I encourage you, for example, whatever city you're watching from, or whether you're in Kampala, whether you're in Nairobi, whether you're in Durban, South Africa, whether you're wherever, you could try this. You could go farming, especially as we of course we do avocado farming, organic avocado farming. So it's one of the industry that is booming, that is growing within Africa. Let me say Africa, because South Africans are doing it well. Then of course Kenya. These are very leading guys within the avocado industry in Africa. So we salute you Kenyans, and you've been our role models, and we learn a lot. We still learn a lot from you. So for anyone who wants to explore into agriculture, I would advise that you think of, if you want to find which area or which land, definitely think of the areas that I've mentioned, the Rwenzori region, of course, which now encompasses the Kamwenje, Chenjejo, Chegegwa, and Chibale. Those districts, you can go there if you have your money and find where they are selling. Yeah, the bit about our country is that if you have your money, then you can buy and you own the land. The land is owned individually. I think also in front there, we are going to also get for you a legal mind, someone who has been into practice, a lawyer who has practiced, who has been into the Land Act, who knows, who's well versed with the laws. How do you get the land? What are the procedure? What do you have to do? And all sorts of the things. Of course, I know there are some things you know, but you could also learn something out of it. So soon or later, I would host someone to come here and advise us on how best, and he will advise us on the criteria of how to acquire land here in Uganda. For anyone who wishes to do, of course, commercial farming, this person is going to come and he's going to give you information. So on this same page on YouTube channel of Green Gold Farm Initiative, you'll definitely have that legal mind in terms of acquiring land here in Uganda. Yeah, so as I conclude, I want to say that people who are staying in cities, different cities, sometime back I'd complain when it rained. And of course for me, you have to go and work every morning, Monday up to Friday. And but when it rains in the morning, there is the way how the rain tends to inconvenience people who are going for their work, who are going for different places. But you know, rain is a blessing. So as you're complaining of the rain and all that, if you have your trees, or if you have your avocado trees somewhere, or anything in ground growing, when it rains, you should be happy. It should be a blessing. You should be very excited. So as for me, whenever it rains, it is always a blessing, because I know the plants all over, the flowers, all the crops, somewhere, they are very happy, they are celebrating. So rain should not, you know, that's one thing like you should tap in. That's the reason why you should now invest into agriculture sector. And of course, as Green Gold Farm Initiative, we are good at avocado farming. We are so much passionate about it, and of course, organic farming and sustainable organic farming, which we believe that when you do organic, then you're being fair to all mankind. You're minding about their health, and really we should live health. So all I can say in this today's video is that yes, please let's to those who are curious, who want to know where to invest in terms of agricultural opportunities, and probably you want to purchase land and you want to find the best suitable, affordable options of farmland, then I think you have to look onto those places that I've mentioned. And with $2,000, you can get some acre of land, or depending on how much acres of land you want. But 2,000 acres, I can assure you, able to get an acre of land within Renzori region, which we look on districts of Chegegwa, Chinjojo, Kamwenje, Chibale, and of course, if you have much more money, the Kabarore district. Yeah, so in today's video, that's really what I could afford to share with you, and that is really based on my knowledge as someone who is so much passionate about farming opportunities within our country. So I thank you so much, and please, you can subscribe in case maybe you've not subscribed before, and this is your first time. Please, you can subscribe for more subsequent videos, and don't forget to share with your friends and like, and yeah, you can support us by so many ways. So we thank you so much, and yeah, we We are so grateful for your time. Bye bye.